Okay guys, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how I got my Cricut to write on these envelopes. Also, got the new ink pens here. They're the extra fine points. It's really cool. Some of the colors, I'm going to order some more colors here soon, but it's almost like a needle. And they work beautifully for your envelopes to be very legible lines. It's nice to have this such fine point here. Also too, I hope you guys can see the notice or see the difference. I got a new camera here, so hopefully it'll be a little better quality too for the future videos. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how we set up your Cricut machine to write on your envelopes. Your standard envelopes you buy, usually the small one or the large ones, the most typical ones you're going to use. So real quick, I'm going to go over. This was called, I think, Kickball font. I really like this font, but the 3 and the 5 here is just really not legible. And as some of you might know, the Postal Service sorts everything electronically with an eye, and it reads the address at lightning speed. And with that being so squatty and not really formed really well, I'm afraid that's not going to be legible. So I did change it over to Letterman was the font, I believe, here. And it's just more boxy, more legible. And actually, I kind of like it. It looks like a typewriter actually made this. So I really like that. So here's your 2 blank ones I've got here. And to measure them, because you need to know the measurements, either the box will say it, or I like to just, verify everything. You just measure here. This one's right about 9.5. For the width and for the height, we're about almost 4 1/4. We'll do 4, that'll be fine. It does not have to be dead on. Same thing with the small one here. We'll measure. If you're only doing small, it's 6.5 by about 3 and almost 3/4. So you can do 3.5, or you can put 3/4 in there. Like I said, it does not have to be dead on, but that's about what they are. So I'm also going to show you how to do this on a iPad. Videos really don't show much people using the iPad, which I have found the iPad very, very useful for Cricut. So we'll launch the app. And here's how it will open up. Now to find your projects, click up here to categories and projects in the cloud. And then I already have both made, which are number 10s are usually your larger ones, and then small envelope is what I called the smaller ones. So I've already made them. I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. It's very simple. So let's open this one up. We'll go to customize. I should have grabbed my Apple Pencil. That makes it much easier. But you don't have to have the Apple Pencil. So I was going to say this if you already had a project started. Just always hit replace. To adjust the zoom and everything, just use 2 fingers, just like you do a photo on the iPhone. That's how you do that. Same thing with moving around. Up here's canvas and home. So if you want to go back to home, that takes you right back to home. Go back to the canvas. We're back on our canvas. Up here's your save option. And up here's like your account information, all that. So now, this is still that one font that I told you I like it, but I don't think the Postal Service will. So we're going to change it. I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, I'm going to show you how we do the square. So all you do is insert a shape down here. Hit square. Click on your square. Now you want to unlock it because your envelopes are not a square. So you don't want it to auto size all sides. So unlock. Go down here to edit. Remember the small envelope is 6.5. And for the height, it was about 3 1/4, which we can do 3.5, or we can do 3 1/4. 3 1/4 would be 3.75. And as we'll zoom out here, there you go. To change your box to make it a little more legible to write on, we'll change the color, which is over here by the cut. This is also where you'll change it things to draw too, or cut or emboss, engrave, all that. It's always right over here. We're going to do white and make sure you hit apply. Let's add a text box. And like I said, that one was called Kickball. I don't want to use that, so we'll do Letterman. And hit search. And it should be right here. Yeah, right here. And another thing to remember too is when you're doing it for writing, especially for this project, make sure it says has writing style. It's going to look more natural and not outlined the letters. So Letterman has that. Let's just do Sean Paul. Oh, I misspelled that. Then return, and then 1, 2, 3, North High, or Hello Street. I'm just doing this really fast to show you guys the thing, and then, you know, okay. So I was just really there. But why I'm doing this though is now to get rid of your keypad when you're done typing, just click this button down here. Now look how large that is. It's as big as the envelope. To resize, you just take your little finger or the Apple Pencil, drag it down. And this is why it's important to have this square for your reference to know where to put things. Still a little big there, like that. Now we need to do one for the address too. So another text box. Letterman should be right there. Now let's do oh, I forgot to do the capital. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh. And if you also know the 4-digit or 3-digit numbers after your zip code, that does help the post office out a lot. Let's make up a fake one here. But that does help sort your mail a little faster. So then we'll get rid of the keyboard. Again, this is way too big. And then about right there is where it needs to be. And like I said, I like to add the stamp part. You do not have to do that, but you would just then add another text box and then do that. Now, when you're done with this, you need to attach everything. But we don't want to attach this box. So let's move this one out of the way for now. Because after you get everything where you want it, you always have to attach. So go down here to Edits, or Action, sorry. Attach. Now everything's attached, see? But we need to make sure though, are these letters, all those, is the writing actually writing or cutting? Sometimes it does cut automatically. So we need to detach again actually. Click on each box. So it's collected. Go to Edit, and it is on Draw. But we're using the extra fine point pen. And it's black, and then hit Apply. Same thing for this one. Apply. Now we can reattach it all. Actions, attach, and there you go. Now, when you go to make it though, if you don't hide something, what I'm going to show you, see how it's saying draw and cut? We don't want it to cut at all. We don't want that to ever cut into our envelope. So what you have to do, go back to Canvas, which is up here, and then to bring up your layers, which we're going to delete this now. I was just showing you how to make the envelope. We don't need that one now. Go back to the one that's already made up. We need to bring up our layers, which is that button there. And then click only on the square, which says cut, and hide it. Because after everything is attached and where you need it to be, you don't need that square any longer. Then when you go to make it, which this is always going to ask you to replace what's already on the mat, which you always want to. Now it's all lined up exactly where it needs to be. And it's only going to draw. One more thing I'm going to show you though, again, since like I said, we want to change that font, because we don't like the font. Let's bring back our square. So to bring it back, you make sure you clicked on it and click on the eye again. That will bring back the square. But now we need to detach everything. So Actions was already pulled up, but right there's Actions. Detach. Click on the box. Go to Edit. See, it was Kickball, but we want Letterman. Since I used it recently, it's right there. Same thing on this one. And we're going to change the stamp one too. Like I said, you don't have to do that part, but I like to do that. Letterman. We also want to change the ink pen to extra fine and black. And then we got to reattach it all now. Back to actions, attach. Now remember, we need to hide the square. So to make sure it's only clicked on the square, which to verify that it's grayed out or it's got a blue box around it. Click on the eye, and that hides it. Now let's go to make it. And there we go. It all looks good. One more thing I'm going to show you is, remember, since we changed the font though, we forgot to make it a little bigger. So let's bring back our square for our reference. You need to detach again. So you need to click on, drag your finger across it, hit detach. And let's make this a little bigger. And this one, stamp can stay the same. Now let's for the final one. Hit attach. Then our layers are still up here. Click on the square, hide it, hit make it, replace. There we go. Now when you go on, when your machine's not been connected to your iPad, like the first time turn it on the machine, not the first time ever, but when you turn the machine on for the day, hit continue, it's going to pop up this box. It's going to look, it takes about 10, 15 seconds sometimes, but now it already found it. Click on the one it shows for your Maker or Explorer Air. You can use any of the Explorer's Cricut machines that have the pin option. This will work for all that. And then it's going to do whatever it's got to do here. For the material, I do the deluxe paper, or you can do copy paper. It doesn't really matter. And then it's going to tell you to load, the extra fine point pin. And again, like I showed you in the beginning of the show, in the video of this, I love these pins. I just got them, but they're really cool. There's all kinds of colors here. So it's just, I'm going to get some more of these, but I really like that they come out with the extra fine, because extra fine is perfect for stuff like this, for really small writing. It's still very legible. So then you'll let the machine do that, and I'm going to show you how to load the mat up here. The snap map feature, I don't know if anybody has ever seen that. It's hard for me to show on camera because you got to be standing up and everything. But the snap map, what it does is you got to line the mat up. Here's your hook. Your hook there. You'll keep getting up closer, to where everything lines up, and then it will automatically adjust where your envelope is on there. Put everything on there. It's a really cool feature, but it's hard to show on camera. So to put your envelope on there, I just pretty much load it, make sure it's right side up. I almost did it wrong. So here's your flap here. So put it like that. And then I like to brayer it down a little, just so it's stuck real well. And you load it in the machine and let the machine write. Now, one thing I will warn you, the machine is not a fast writer, so it does take a little bit of time. And yes, some people are going to be like, well, why even use your Cricut machine to do this? Whenever, if you have a printer, you can just print your envelopes, which is much faster. Well, one, not everyone has access to a printer or has a printer. And two, it's just neat that your Cricut machine is able to do this. Like I said, is it really, effective, time-wise? No. But if you're only using it for like your mortgage payments or car payments, just do out 12 at a time, which would be a full year's worth. And you don't do it again for another full year. So I think that, if you look at that away, that's not too bad then. But I know some people are going to be like, well, why do it this way? Like I said, you don't have to, but I think it's neat that the Cricut machine allows you to do that. And I like showing you guys more about the iPad feature because I feel like it's not used enough. And I almost always now use my iPad, not always to make the projects. I will still make them on my Mac, the big computer, and then save it. And that's when you go to here to home, and this is where you go all your projects. Save it, pull it up here on the iPad, and then I just hit make it, and when it's all fully designed, then just hit make it. And I set this in my Maker, which that slit, that ridge they have, well, not really a ridge, a groove they have in the Maker. It holds your iPad perfectly, and it just, to me, for my setup, it works better with the Bluetooth than my Mac. I've had in the past, it's not happened for a long time, but I've had in the past had some connection issues. So this just seems more stable, and it's a little faster, at least I think it is. So I just really like that feature a lot. So if you guys really enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give a big thumbs up. Also, check out my description. I have some really fun links in there and some people I like to help support. And share it across your social media sites. It helps to grow my channel, and I appreciate that a lot. And as always, you guys, thank you for being here. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.